Dave's mom.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're live.
Next time, don't bring the extra toys because we don't need them.
Bro, can you just stop?
Anyway, what?
Oh, shit.
Anyway,
Guys, it's 9:51. We've committed
Jesus
to our
Christ.
loyal follower that we would be coming on at like 8:45 every Saturday night.
I like how you said
and we
that.
are an hour late.
We are. It's all Dave's fault.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not.
Yeah. Listen, here's a good thing for our follower out there. It's not in vain that we're an hour late, okay? We were recording other content that you will get to see probably sometime like
In the
next
5
year, whenever Dave decides to upload it. But for those out there that follow us, we did a live review to the new Black Adam trailer and the new The Batman trailer that DC just released today. So
Yeah.
And
stick around for that.
We'll have that uploaded
Those are actually
at some point.
We're actually going to have those posted tonight.
No,
after
we
we
won't.
finish on here.
We won't, guys. I'm just going to tell you right
yes,
now.
Yes, we will.
There's
Yes,
a
we
couple
will.
of quickies. It was quickies just like Dave's mom likes.
Oh,
Dude,
and then we
seriously,
also did
I'm going to get a fucking text one of these days from my mother. And I'm going to have to explain to my mom, who is nearing 70 years old.
I'm getting text right now.
Dude, I swear to God, if I get a text at any point in my life from my mother regarding the things that you say about her, I'm just letting you know.
She's gonna text you, Dave, and she's gonna be like, "Dave, it's all true."
No,
Every-
you know what she's gonna say?
Yeah.
She's gonna say, I don't actually. I just want to move on now. I'm done. I'm done.
All right. Anyway, we also recorded a quick recap to the Trivium album that just came out in the Court of the Dragon, which gave you some directions on seeing our previously uploaded and then taken down full reaction to the new Trivium album. So all that stuff will be going up here very shortly, and check it out. Tell us if you like it. Leave us a comment. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
We're just.
We're done with that bullshit, and we're here to talk about the end of the Squid Game.
Correct. Squid Games.
So, for it's goddamn Jason. When you say Squid Games, you make me sick. So if you were here with us last week, what happened?
Second, I gotta update something real quick.
Update what?
No,
what happened? You didn't change it to Squid Game on our video?
Yeah, I didn't.
We're professionals.
Yeah, but I mean,
hey,
we can still keep going though. But it's fine.
Squid Games.
Yeah. So if you checked us out last week, we did episode 1 through 5 of the new Netflix hit Squid Game. So tonight we're going to finish off the series. We're going to do episodes 6 through 9. We're going to talk about the last 3 games that showed up here in the last 4 episodes. And just general thoughts, predictions, maybe a season 2. I don't know.
All right, got that title updated. Thank you, friend of the show, Sterling. Appreciate that call out.
Oh my God. Yeah, we
All
don't
right.
have a professional here.
Well, hey, since we've already been going here for an hour doing shit, let's fire this fucking thing up.
Hey, man.
Let's do this.
I'm ready when you are.
Go for it. Pull it.
Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents Squid Game, a new original series from Netflix, episodes 6 through 9. I'm your co-host, the Human Dart, along with
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster. What? You know what is a disaster?
Oh.
Jason saying his name. Holy shit. He goes,
and then it gets fucking clipped by his terrible internet.
He's like
Whatever.
He's like Jason Disaster. Like, bro, what is that?
Jason.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey guys, how's it going? Thank you for joining us. Can you not play that live while we're recording, please? Be a professional.
Oh, my bad. I was trying to turn this on so I could chit chat with our fan.
We are so professional. God,
Hey guys,
we're killing it.
I will not be editing
Hey,
this
hey.
out of the podcast.
No, you won't be. That takes way too
I
much
said
work.
I will not. I said I will not.
Oh. Listen, you know what doesn't take any professional ability? Playing kids games for money.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, you know, except the games where you
when
die
you go in life or death
are difficult. So,
yes.
Jason, do you want to give a quick recap just to get everybody caught up?
Yeah, I'm just going to rehash pretty much last week's. Squid Games. It's a South Korean Netflix survival
podcast
series. Currently, the number one streaming still, even after 3 weeks, show on Netflix. It's driven mostly by word of mouth because Netflix search engine is so good. Anyway, the show centers around on the literal do or die contest of 456 players from all walks of life, sharing the common thread of all being heavily indebted, one reason or another, and brought together to play child's games. Our characters quickly realize it's a do or die situation. And, through the first 5 episodes, we lost, 380?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. We went in with 39, right?
Yeah, and now we're down to our last 3 episodes, in which our 4 episodes, in which we have about 79 or 80. Oh, it's 40. Yes, correct.
Dear God.
That pretty much wraps it up. I know. I didn't want to spend a lot of time
we can't do any podcast content, or we can't do any content before we do the podcast anymore because we're all a little punchy here.
Yeah.
All right.
Bro,
well, hey, so hopefully if you're here, you already saw 5, so we're going to skip a lot of the pleasantries of talking about what the show is. And I think we're just going to kind of go ahead and get started on the 4th game.
Correct.
Marbles.
Which, marbles. I don't know if it actually had like a technical name to it. It seemed like it was just more a game of acquire your opponent's marbles any way you can. So either that's the odd even guessing game, that's the marble game where you throw your marble at a stack of marbles, that's dig a hole in the dirt and try to throw your marble into that hole, or hey, maybe you're just a fucking cocksucker like 218 and you okey doke your fucking marbles out of Ollie's hands and fucking ruin the entire show.
I think it's necessary to talk about leading before we knew what the game was, because obviously I think that is where the big kind of like gotcha moment of the show was. So leading up to this, it was 51 people left, I believe, and they had to make.
Oh my God!
They were told to
Stop.
They were told to make pairs.
There was 39 people.
Okay, whatever.
This point.
Whatever. Who cares? Yeah. Who cares? No one does. No one does. So
everybody tuned in.
No, nobody cares. Guess what? Everyone has already seen this, so this is doesn't matter. Let me speak. Okay. So everyone had to make a pair, okay? And you didn't really know what the game was going to be. And Jason, you're ruining this for me.
Yeah, so they didn't know what the game was going to be. All they knew is they had to pair up. And so I think the general thought was that they were going to pair up as teams again like they did for Tug of War. And so it seemed like the general thought was go with somebody that you trust, go with somebody who is strong, right? And then that way you'd be able to attack the game together.
Correct.
But what we didn't realize was the okie doke that was coming is you're not actually picking a partner, you're picking your opponent.
Yes.
And now, talk about a huge fucking swerve.
So,
question.
Go ahead.
Now, 218 kind of feels like he understands what games are coming. Even when we lose the doctor and he doesn't have a way to find out.
Yes.
Do we think he picked Ali on purpose
to eliminate him?
Because no. Because he knew at that moment from prior that Ali didn't know any of the games whatsoever.
I don't think so.
Do we?
No,
and I say that
I'm buying that he picked him up for his strength.
Okay, yeah. I still don't. I don't know for sure. I want to say that he was playing the percentages that Ali was going to be the least prepared for the game.
No, I don't buy that.
Did not want to, because who else is he going to pick? His best friend?
No, I think I think the reasoning for him picking Ali is what he said in the show, right? Which is, they, between his smarts and Ali's strength, that they could dominate any other team. Because I think leading up to that, every game that they had played, that where there was a team, I think they expected to just go, team versus team, right? So, I think he was just trying to win.
Yeah, I think 218, I don't think we necessarily agree with his, the way he's doing this. I think he's playing the game the right way. I mean, he's trying to make the most shrewd moves possible. He could pick his buddy 456, but he sees Ali as a superior player for the entirety of the game.
So, tell me about your guys' reaction as soon as you figure out. I'm just curious if you have the same reaction as me. As soon as you guys figure out that they're having to play against each other and that one of them is going to die, because at this point it was 456 and the old man, 218 and Ali, and then both of the girls that we had come to know as well.
Yeah. This is when I knew that this is one of the best written shows I've ever watched, because the show does a great job of. It's really pushing you to really want 456 and number one to hook up, right? Because you're like, man, come on, because you don't know what's going to happen to the one odd person who can get picked, right? And so you don't want the old man to die just by default. Yeah. And you want him to have a chance, and so you feel like his best chance is with 456. And so I'm sitting there, go ahead.
I was going to say, they did a masterful job of setting this part up, because they draw out the team picking. And 456 has an opportunity to go with the younger guy, and he feels sympathy for number one. And he's like, and he goes, and you can see the anguish in his eyes. He's like, fuck. I can't let this man go out on his own. And then you feel happy for him that he picks number one.
Yep.
Like, fuck yeah.
Because you're thinking in your head, like,
against all odds.
Yeah. These are two of the main characters in the show. So you're sitting there saying to yourself, like, oh, okay, well, good. They're going to win the next game, and this is going to be like a really good story here. Like, this is exciting. Yeah. And then they say, okay, so you'll be playing against your partner here.
Yeah.
So then you got 456 versus 1. You got 218 versus Ali. You got husband versus wife. It's brutal.
Yeah. This was easily one of the harder episodes to watch, and one of the
hands down.
Yeah,
hands down.
And it made me think the most, because I think in the first time we reviewed this, we were talking about what if we were all in this game, right? So, when I got to this point, I thought of that, because I was like, man, let's say same scenario, right? We had made, 2 out of the 3 of us, right, just to make it easy, 2 out of the 3 of us had made it to this game. And
I have a question.
So real quick, go ahead.
I apologize. I'm just saying, in this scenario, would Jason be the number one guy?
What does that mean?
Because he's incredibly old, you dumb fuck. Go ahead.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. But so, since I'm asking the question, I'll just say, and you and Jason have more history anyway, Josh. So let's just say I had died during whatever game. Who cares? Doesn't matter.
In the first game.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. And it's you and Jason make it to the marble game. I assume there's no question that y'all are not going to, if you say, hey, pick a partner, there's no question y'all are going to pick each other, right? So y'all do that. What do y'all do? Like, legitimately, what do y'all do when you find out what the rules of this game are?
Well,
either one of you can go first.
Somebody's going to have to die here, right? So you could go the route of women and be like, look, we'll just do one shot here, and whatever it is, the other person's got to send some money to the other person's family. Here's the problem with this scenario with me versus Jason is traditionally in these scenarios where it was me versus Jason for certain things in the past, Jason always beats me in these fucking games every time. Like if we had to play, like if we had to play around in Tiger Woods to determine who gets the master bedroom in this apartment we were moving into, I was like, oh fucking Tiger, let's go. I'm gonna be fucking just using my own bathroom.
We did that like 2 or 3 times, I think.
Jason,
yeah, I lost every time.
Jason, how soon? Because you have 30 minutes, right? How soon do you play? Do you play the "Well, I have a kid" card on Josh?
I'm not. I think
life or death. Life or death. You're not playing every card that you have.
No. Because I don't. In this scenario, honestly, I want to feel like I would go down the road what the 2 girls did. I don't think I could handle actually playing the game with your best friend. I think I would much rather do dude, let's just flip a coin. Whoever loses gets the other person, whoever wins gets the other person's marbles. And we'll just hang out for the next 29 and a half minutes.
Yeah, but if we're doing that, I wouldn't flip till the last 30 seconds. Because I wouldn't want the person that's going to die have like 30 minutes to think about dying.
No, because
you would want to do it like in the first 30 seconds?
And that's what Jason basically said. I would, if it were me playing with one of you, we're going to wait till there's 30 seconds left, and then we'll flip.
That is what I said.
No, that's not what you
said. I was like, Dave, you remember that time you stood me up for that Machine Head concert? And then we didn't talk for a year after that.
You're gonna be like,
marbles and have me shot.
Hey man,
he'd be like, yeah, tell me the story. Here, let me hold your marbles while you tell me the story.
Oh man, hey, look, you can't take the marbles via violence. So
okay, so all bullshit aside, at what point did you know that Ollie was fucked?
As soon as he started. So initially, whenever he was talking about like, oh, we can play against other people, I actually was kind of like, oh shit, maybe that is the loophole of this game. And then, but as soon as he started doing this whole thing where he was like taking off his shirt and taking off his coat and like doing all this other shit, I was like, okay, there's some misdirection going on here. Yeah, and then I knew Ollie was dead at that point.
Yeah, for me,
I knew as soon as he left him with one, then he started reacting poorly. I was like, I knew something was going to shift at that point.
Yeah, as soon as he's on his knees, and he says, and he says, "Don't do it," and he says, like, "I got a family," and Ali says, "So do I," and as soon as he gets him to falter, I was like, "Oh fuck, man, Ollie's fucked on this." And what Dave was saying. Like for me, when he took off his shirt, he's like, "Oh, you can't have your marbles out like this." And he takes his shirt off and rips it and makes some kind of string. And I'm like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
Because he's saying like somebody will take them, but like nobody can take them.
Like nobody can take them off of that stupid necklace you just made. But when he,
but he had to create a thing to a visual to distract him.
Exactly. And as soon as you see, like he puts as soon as I saw him put the marbles underneath the jacket while he's making the shirt, I was like, this dude's playing the shell game.
Yeah. Man. So obviously without, I mean, we all know the spoiler, but in the moment when we didn't know what was going to happen with the old man, like, dude, that was one of the hardest fucking scenes to watch ever. Right.
Yeah. I'll say,
especially when the old man calls him on his bullshit when he's like,
yeah, at the end,
you try to trick your friend. I was like, no.
Okay, so this again, I think this might be the strongest episode, start to finish, because of what it does. The one thing, and I talked to Dave about this, but I'm going to condense it here, is this show does a unbelievable job of taking everything that you believe in, all the morals you think you have, it exposes them and then just trounces all over.
Yeah.
Because there any three of us? Is there any three of us that wouldn't have done the exact same thing that 4 did to number one when he's down to his last marble and he looks at him and goes, "What'd you say? Even or odd?" And he's like, "Odd."
Yeah,
Look, you won.
You actually stole my question, Jason. So what I was gonna say is, yes or no, would you guys have, tried to trick somebody like that when clearly
absolutely?
Yeah,
I would.
I mean, absolutely, I would. In essence, too, what's also interesting about the show and the way I felt about it was I found myself really hate. I mean, I love Ali, obviously, but hating 218 for Okie Doke and Ali when 456 is doing the same exact thing to the old man. I mean, he's not blatantly stealing his fucking rocks or his marbles, but I mean, he's basically doing the same thing. And I felt like myself, I'm rooting for him to complete that transaction and get the old man killed. Whereas 218, I'm over here like, you fucking cocksucker. So I don't know, I thought that was kind of a funny thing.
And I mean, as it turns out, right, he wasn't actually okie doking him, right? He wasn't actually fooling number one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because he's like, "Hey, I only got one marble left. How about I play one last time for everything?" And he's like, "What the hell are you talking about? That doesn't even make any sense." It makes as much sense as you just trying to con an old man.
Yeah.
Your friend.
Yeah. So
my jaw dropped when he said that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I never wanted to play the next episode faster in a long time. Like,
another good thing was the two girls. You learn a lot about their history, how troubling and how screwed up their whole lives are.
Yeah.
And of all the games, I think they played the
fairest game.
I know it's technology, but the most gentlemanly.
Could you imagine?
I was going to say I like their version best.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we'd have broken up our reviews 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8, 9, and we'd have had to sit a week after this episode? That would have been brutal.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said. When how much? And I know we're into these questions, but we're into each game. So, how much did you hate 218 when Ali figures it all out?
Oh, man. Dude, when he's like crying at the end.
Man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I got a little misty-eyed during the girls' conversation.
Yeah.
But I almost actually shed tears when the camera does the pan up, as far and when he looks up, and like his eyes are just filled.
Because imagine
he the bag and it's just the rocks. It's brutal, man. That shit is so fucking.
Just imagine if that was you and you were playing with somebody who was a friend and they just like tricked you into dying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that was like the same way I felt about Corporal Upham in Saving Private Ryan, where you're just like, motherfucker, man.
Hey, can you not bring up like hateful things?
I hated 218 after this.
So I guess
transitioning.
Turns out he's the villain.
Yeah, he was.
Turns out
he's the villain of the whole show.
So yeah.
So I had a question about the next game. So the next game, we see 16 players make it through. 15 people make it. Well, I say 15 people, but the husband kills himself. So either way, we get 16 people to the next game. Whether they survive the marble game or if you're lady, you didn't get picked by anybody and you just win by default. Good for her. How the hell would you play this next game as a kid? Like, you're jumping on glass. Like, what? This is the only game where I'm calling bullshit on, like, even if you're some rich kid, you're not jumping on fucking glass out there.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I don't know.
But this game was phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the only bad thing is like this game was I think really the only game that I could not correlate to whatever fucking child game this was.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what really added to the intrigue of the game and really making really giving this like a lot of just stress is watching them pick the numbers and then watching the VIPs watch them pick the numbers. And they're like, oh, no, you don't want number 1. Oh, shit, but you don't want number 16 either.
Hey, Josh,
right?
So in the interest
that whole commentary.
In the interest of bringing up some levity after that previous thing, let's talk about something that's comedic, which is every one of the actors who played the VIPs. Jeez.
Bro.
Oh, man.
They did a casting call for American actors, and
basically whoever showed up. Yep. Got it. I bet on 69. Why? It's a great number.
It's a great number. I really like that number.
Oh, so what are you going to bet on now? 96.
96.
Like
why does this guy sound like fucking Fassini?
I don't know. It's inconceivable. No, dude, I mean, like, that's some of the worst, like, legitimately some of the worst acting I've ever seen. And it's probably one of the bigger, like bad spots on this this show.
Yeah,
it was really.
I just love that he's yelling at his guy. I think 96. Which one? 69 was the guy that hung himself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 69 hangs himself because he killed his wife in the marble game. Way to waste that.
Yeah.
But so anyway, the name of the game here, you got 16 people and you go in line. So number 1 goes first, and basically you have 2 rows of glass in front of you. It's like 2 glass bridges, and you have to choose which glass can actually hold your weight.
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe it's tempered
does not
glass, right?
You to go first. Yeah.
Correct.
And man, we see a ton of death here on this particular game.
And it's not I mean, there's no good death, but it's not clean death either. I mean, at least in the marble game, if you lost, you just got shot. I mean, you were gone, right?
Yeah.
This, you fell, and while you falling, you probably had several glass shards deep in your body, and then you hit the ground and hopefully died, right?
Yeah.
And man, we find out some quick math. I don't remember the exact number. It's like 1 in 32,000. From
fucking dude does it right there.
Yeah, the math teacher, and you basically realize that he has almost no chance of making it to the end.
And that was the second guy, right? Or was that the third guy?
It was the third. It was the third or fourth guy.
He makes it through 4 or 5 panes before he falls. And I love that the next guy's like, wait. He went right and then left.
Oh, because he does the math and he realizes, okay, he's not going to make it, so he just starts running.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, Jason, I'm going to steal this from you. Why couldn't you walk on the bars?
Yeah.
Because the triangle guys are going to shoot you.
Okay. Well, I mean, nobody tried, so I'm just wondering, why that was. I'm just curious.
Yeah. When our guy 456 gets to the end and he's looking down at the panes, I thought he was just going to walk on the I-beam. That was the 2 I-beams that were close together.
But he forgot which one was the first, or which one of the first panes, which one was the right one. Now, did you guys remember, or did you also not know?
Oh, I didn't. I don't know if you could even see it. He went fast.
No. But we're talking about the very first step you take when 456 is looking down and he doesn't know. Did you know which one was the correct one?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not. I had forgotten.
I had no
idea. You would have died.
I'd have been dead. But luckily the girl tells him.
That was everybody's on the pane glass and the last guy steps through the glass. Psh, what an idiot. That'd have been Dave.
So one thing I thought,
I think the most dramatic part of this game though was Snake Face.
Oh, dude! Whenever old lady grabs onto him, and
he stops it. So he stops the whole train because I think he's the 7th or 8th guy, and everybody in front of him dies, and he's looking at it well, this is the end of the game for me because he's still got I don't know 10 panes of glass to go or whatever. And he has the genius idea to stop and be like, "Fuck you! I'm not going. You go ahead of me."
Yeah, go ahead of me.
Obviously, nobody agrees with that.
Yeah, he's like, okay, well, I'll just wait here for them to shoot us. Like, I mean, I see his point, right? Like, yeah, he's being a dick, but I see his point. Like, if he goes, he's going to die. So,
yeah,
what's the difference to him if it's like, hey, you can either go and not die, or if we all wait here, we'll just all die, right? So,
Yep.
Now, here's how I thought the game was supposed to be solved, right? They all had to take off their shoes as part of the game, and they'd leave their shoes there. Now, they all had to take off their shoes. I don't remember specifically that they had to leave them, right? So I thought somebody was going to start taking a bunch of shoes and throwing them at the glass. Now, would that have broke the glass? I don't know, but that's how I thought the game was going to be solved, personally. Because there's a shot of like all of the shoes right there as one of the people's about to step on it. So I was like, oh shit, somebody's gonna just pick up these fucking shoes and start hurling them at the goddamn glass. Apparently Josh doesn't think that's a smart move. Whatever.
Oh my god, that's you know what? It's moments like that where I'm glad I don't watch these shows from like an analytical standpoint, because I'm glad that idea never entered my mind, and I just watched the show and enjoyed like how they actually did it, because I'm not sitting there thinking like they're gonna throw a bunch of shoes. Watch out! Watch this! They're gonna throw shoes at it.
Dude, what can I say, dude?
I don't thought never entered my mind.
Go ahead, Jason.
I mean, look, I thought they were going to walk on the beams. Dave thought they were going to throw the shoes. But yeah, Snakeface gets it. Homegirl, the grandma, wraps her arms around him and locks her hands. And at that point, I would have started hitting her in the face with my head.
Like I was gonna ask Josh how quick
right in the face.
How quick do you start just forearming this woman, like as soon as she wraps her hands around you?
I was really sad because I thought he was gonna kill her, and I was super happy that she ended up winning that struggle. She took him down to his death. That was good. I was happy about that death.
Yeah. I think at that point,
satisfied.
Yeah, I'm glad that he got it. So moving on.
And then 218 clutched up again and killed the guy that was holding up the show.
Yeah. He's like, I'll make the decision for you. Boop. And he just, now that's figured out. And then, man, the female protagonist, she takes a glass shard straight to the gut, a big piece. And that leads us to the next episode, where they get to eat steak well done, right?
Oh, no, man.
Nope.
218 had his like medium rare, man. It was good. Ooh.
I'd have asked them if they could have turned it into a burger.
Yeah, if you have a burger, I mean, I think we can grind it up into a burger.
Oh, I'll never live that down.
Oh, man.
So, go ahead.
And then they sit there and the PlayStation guys, they clear off the entire table
Except the knife.
and leave just the steak knife there on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, I gotta say, this scene, right, where they're all sleeping in separate sides of the room, it's at this point that you can finally see very clearly all of the games
Everything
on the wall, like in stick figure form, and had people just been more, like, I guess, paying attention, theoretically they could have known every game, right? Leading up to it. So I thought that was really well done. Man, how, if at all, how upset were you whenever 218 stabs? I believe she's number 60. I could be wrong on that number.
67.
67. How upset were you?
I mean, she was dying anyway.
She was, but still, like, look, whenever it got down to those three, I put money on her that she was going to win. Because I thought 456 would sacrifice himself for her, right?
Yeah.
And get 218 out of the game. So I thought for sure, like, at this point, she's the winner. And so whenever he's over there beating on the door to get some help in there, I think, oh, okay, good. Like, finally, they're carrying out a box. I'm like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Why are we carrying out a box? What the fuck? And he turned around and you see fucking 218 fucking
standing
over
over
the goddamn neck.
Yeah, bro. It was tough, man.
Yeah,
That guy went like just straight to the villain.
Yeah,
Like
he went
within the
full on
second half
Walter
of the
White.
series.
well,
Yeah,
I
bro. He
mean, do
didn't
you
give two
think?
shits.
I know this is. I mean, I'm not trying to get super deep with it, but do you think that he is supposed to represent kind of like, you know, like secretly what everyone would do in that situation, or kind of like, kind of the dark side of humanity?
I think you need to have a guy like this who, by appearances and status and education, uh, wouldn't go this route, but is actually playing the game the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's making the very shrewd and hard choices.
like, I think at the end of the day, this is kind of like survival of the fittest, right? To a degree. And so, like, I think in his little speech, like right before the husband hangs himself, he's like, he kind of talks a little bit about that, how like, we need to survive, right? We're to not make all these deaths for nothing, right? And like, I understand that, but man, like, there's a girl there, a woman who's dying, and he just absolutely no chill, just fucking stabs her in the neck. And it's just like,
yeah, he's just gone all the way to the other side to where like he's so at the end of the game he can taste it.
yeah, I mean, it's like, I think the important part about this game is like, are you willing to forget who you are to win this game? And it's like, I feel like 456, he proved at the end that he wasn't willing to do that. He wasn't willing to completely lose his humanity for the sake of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, because they matched up. So basically, because it was just down to those two guys, it was just 218 versus 456 in the final game, which was the Squid Game, which we saw kind of lined out in the intro of the show. So basically, it's just mano a mano, 1 versus 1 here, and it's 456 chooses offense, so he's trying to get past 218's defense and get his feet to the circle at the end,
which will kill.
And
218,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and 218 is trying to push him out of the box. So it's just a really good dramatic fight scene essentially. Like I feel like if we could go back and read that best showdowns
bracket, we would add this.
That we did. Yeah, I feel like this would be in there. Like just how dramatic this showdown was, and like
because it had like
it swung so many times.
It had 9 episodes of slow build up, right? Where their relationship, when you really think about it now, looking back, they never really had a friendship. It was all a mirage. Like 456 really idolized this guy, and you realize 218 never realistically thought anything of him, right? Like,
yeah.
And it's like 456 hated him, but in the end, he was willing to end the game, and they would walk away with nothing, like to save his life. And 218 just stabs himself in the throat.
Yeah.
Were y'all expecting that?
No. Oh, Jason, if you're talking, I can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah, Jason, you've lost some audio there.
Oh, sorry. No, when I thought 218 was dead meat, man. I thought when 456 came over with the big hatchet job, I thought he was going to do the deed instead of putting the knife.
Man, I knew that was I knew that was in the dirt whenever he started swinging it. Like 456 doesn't have it in him to do it.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get that payoff, though. I thought finally at this point, like he was going to do what needed to be done, and he didn't.
No, And I thought we were. I was not buying the redemption of 218. I was buying like he was going to walk over there and tell him he can't kill his friend, and then 218 was going to fucking stab him in the foot, put the knife through his foot to where he couldn't move or something, and then
I was kind of thinking that too.
But so I was super happy. I gave a double hands up victory whenever he stabbed himself in the neck.
So, that leads to 456 winning the game, and then proceeds to he gets the payout, and he presumably pays off his debts, but then doesn't do anything really for a year. I'm missing one important point there. He goes and visits his mom right after winning the game, and in also one of the most brutal scenes that I saw. I was not expecting his mom to be dead.
I sure as hell didn't expect to see him basically fill up her titties while she was dead on the ground. He did.
Oh my God! That's how they check to see if they're alive in Korea, Jason.
Is I the only one that saw that?
So
I did not see that happen.
So I guess point just in the interest of tying up some loose ends, we did get confirmation on who the guy in the black mask was, and it was indeed the brother of the police officer. The police officer
got that right.
Police officer was shot, not in the head or anything. He was shot in the shoulder and fell off a cliff. But as we know,
and you very clearly heard him splash.
Yeah, as we know. Yes. What do we know about television shows that don't show someone explicitly die on screen?
Yeah. If you didn't see him die, it didn't happen.
Yeah. So
correct.
I'm just saying that's a possibility. So fast forward a year and we get 456. He's got a shit ton of money, but he's kind of living like he was in the beginning of the show.
Correct.
And it seemed like he hadn't showered in a while because it seemed like everybody on the bus was a little, doing the whole nose cover gimmick. So it seemed like he's been probably living homeless.
But he
looks like he grows about as thick as beard as probably I could if I didn't shave for a year.
Yeah. So basically, not much beard.
Correct.
So he gets a card that tells him to head to this location in this building. And
because his Gonbo buddy is still alive.
Yeah. So
number one,
we get the biggest swerve. I guess the biggest swerve of the show, right? Obviously. And how shocked were you guys?
When I read the card, I was like, "Holy shit!"
I knew
this motherfucker right here.
Yeah, that's when I knew. Yep. I was like, "How?" And
I didn't quite put together that he was running the show, but I was shocked that he was alive.
Yeah.
Correct.
And whenever he goes through and explains everything to him, that he was running the show and doing all of that, again, the writing in this show, first off, I'm disappointed that none of us predicted it. But second, I
was expecting Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently Wade saw it coming, so he says, but I doubt it.
Yeah. It's easy to say that now, but no.
What was your prediction last week, Wade?
Yeah. So I really didn't see it coming personally, and I should have. And I think the writing in this show is fantastic. I guess that's when 456 realizes, okay, he needs to fucking start, taking care of his shit. And he goes and finds the little brother who I guess he's left in this orphanage for a year. So he's not really a good guy.
Way to go. Great job, big guy.
And he gives him, I guess, presumably is now adopted by the mother of 218, right? I guess that correct. We kind of make that assumption. And gives them half of the money or whatever.
No, dude, it was one suitcase full.
Okay, well, a shit ton of money, right? A life-changing amount of money. And and then he gets the best haircut money can buy.
Yeah.
Look,
I saw a video on this. They said the red hair is supposed to represent like his fire and his rage towards this game. So that's kind of what that's somebody's theory out there on what the red hair means.
Essentially, he's at the hair salon, and she's like, "What do you want to do?" And he looks at the wall, and he sees 3 terrible haircuts, and he picks
the least terrible of
maybe the second worst of the 3.
Look, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
it is what it is.
But then he goes. He's getting a ticket to. He cleans up, goes, gets on a.
He's going to get on a plane to see his daughter.
Yeah, and then he sees a guy that he hadn't seen in a while. The guy playing the slap game, and playing with somebody else. So he runs, he chases him. Which I thought, again, at this point, I'm still like all in on this show. Okay, I'm like, this is great. And then he basically tells the guy who was, the guy presumably in debt.
Takes the card from him.
Yeah, he takes the card from him. He's like, no, just fucking don't play this game. And he just like sends him off. And then he calls the number right at that point. And does he get a hold of anybody at that point or no?
Yeah, he calls the number and they ask for the day and everything. He gives it to him, and they're like, "Listen, 456, don't do anything stupid."
Yeah,
because they knew who it was based off his birthday from last year.
So then he's leaving. He's in the terminal. He's about to get on the plane,
on the jet bridge.
Yeah, and he gets
walking to the airplane,
and he gets a call, and it's like, it says like, "Do you want to play the game?" And he's like, "Yes." And
he says, not as a horse, or something.
Yeah, because they treated him like animals. They bet on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because that was the explanation from the old man. That was essentially what they're doing is like he's into horse racing. Well, they were into watching people die. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm gonna play this game, but not as a horse. I'm gonna tear it all down or whatever. And
which I don't even know what that fucking means.
So then he turns around, abandons his daughter for the millionth time, and leaves.
Up the jetway.
And cut the black.
And I will say this: look, the reason why I narrated that ending is because up until the 99% of this show is probably one of the best seasons of television I've ever seen. But this last 1%, I don't care. I'm going to disagree with anybody who says it's good because it's not. I don't like the ending of this show. I've talked to multiple people who don't like the ending of this show. I get that they wanted a way to have a season 2, but I don't think this was it, personally.
I mean, and I completely agree. Like, you're on your way to see your daughter. The whole reason why you played the game was to get your daughter back, to go see your daughter. You have all this money. You've spent the last year dealing with the grief of what you've done. And now you've like, okay, fuck it. I gotta try and live my life. Now I'm on my way to see my daughter. Fuck it, dude. I'm gonna take my no skill ass back up this ramp because basically the company that now I'm gonna go attack, they're the ones in charge of all the money that I have. I ain't got no guns. I don't even know where this place is. So I'm just gonna abandon my daughter to go do a bunch of nothing.
I mean, I just don't understand. Like, okay, look, I get it. You're upset. The situation. I can't begin to imagine the trauma, the mental trauma that this man has suffered. It's like ridiculous, right?
Correct.
But you've spent a year with that trauma, and you basically did nothing, right? Yep. You have. Even if, let's assume, I know Jason, you said it's not half the money. I'm just going to say for the sake of argument, let's say he gave up half the money to the two people. You still have life-changing money. You'll never have to work again. Your daughter will never have to work again if she doesn't want to. Like,
Literally, the only family you have on the planet is your daughter.
And you're going to be taken care of, right? Like, yes, the game continuing is a tragedy, but you have no way of realistically stopping that. And if you were going to stop it, wouldn't you have done it a year ago when the evidence was, a little fresher and like, maybe they could have actually, like, hey, like found something, but no, you didn't. You didn't do any of that. And what are you going to do? Play this game and I just don't understand where the show's going to go.
There is. I don't know if we want to cut ahead and just go straight to a prediction, but
yeah, let's do it.
There is one person who does know where the island is, and that is the undercover cop,
who we never see die.
So, you could have a little team up of 456 and the undercover cop to at least find out where the island is, and then kind of go from there. I'm guessing.
But I agree with you, Josh, and I would be totally down with that if they wouldn't have done the 1 year jump.
Yeah.
Because what's the cop been doing?
Happened to the cop?
Yeah, what's the cop been doing for the last year, assuming he's alive?
Maybe he's in a coma.
He's building a case.
You okay? I mean, look, I'm not saying that he might be alive. He could definitely be alive, but the 1 year gap definitely kind of ruins that a little bit. So
the only way I see this going forward is him going back to the police station, and this time the police station's willing to listen, but not publicly, only because I assume the captain got all those photos from the cop. And where we then, God only knows, but that's the only way I see it going forward.
Yeah, I mean, the problem I have is that if let's assume there's a season 2, and this is my only problem. Like, overall, I don't have any problems with the show. But if they have a season 2 and 456 is in the game, like, is it realistic that 456 would survive again? Like,
I don't think he would rejoin the game. I think he's just going to come and try to figure out how to fuck up the place.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and figure out and find people who are going to go into the game.
Okay.
And work his way in that way.
All right.
But I'll say this. I have serious reservations about the story going forward in that scenario.
Yeah.
Because when I was just going to say, when you get away from what the premise of the game, which is the hook, I don't know how much interest I have at that point. It's a lot like Westworld.
Yeah.
Like the seasons of Westworld are fantastic. And then you got away from it and it became this completely different entity, and I just lost interest.
Yeah, well, I was telling Dave the other day, I was like, the only thing in my head that sounds good is you do like a Godfather 2 kind of sequel to this where you have two separate storylines going on, right? So maybe you go back and you see the old man create the game in its in its original form, while simultaneously in today's time you have the undercover cop and you have 46 tag team and trying to bring down the game. So maybe there's like this dichotomy where you're watching the first game happen way back while they're ending the very, very last game and totally ruining the game for the rest of the time.
I think that I would love that, actually. Yeah, I think that's a really good way to have a season 2. But, I know the show was originally written in 2008, and I just wonder if the hype around the show could kind of collapse it a little bit for season 2. I feel like the expectations are going to be so monumentally high. Like, I would almost prefer they not even try to do a season 2 in a way, right? And just kind of let it be. But obviously, if they do a season 2,
if they make a season 2, we're going to watch it
for sure.
I know that.
Yeah. So that brings up one of my questions. Would you have rather had him just get on the plane and assuming he went to go to his daughter and have the season end that way?
I would.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
Because even then, if you end up creating a second season, you could start it from right there where it looks like he's getting on the plane to go to his daughter, and then maybe it diverts and he goes somewhere else.
I honestly, I would prefer like a whole new set of characters, right? Like personally, like I don't know. I just don't know. I worry, like I love the main character in the story. I just hope that season 2 wouldn't ruin that. It'd be my biggest concern, right?
Yeah, because I honestly, like, I was fully expecting him on that phone call to be like, listen, I have a particular set of skills. I will find you, and I will kill you.
Yeah.
That's how, look, it was pretty lame.
Yeah, but overall, like, do we have any other things we want to bring up, or are we going to go straight into our scores here?
I will say
let's go into the scores.
I'll say I have one issue, it's right in line with the terrible American acting. Is that these guys have been flown in from all over the globe. They're there betting millions of dollars on this game. And the guy with the tiger mask, while watching one of the games, you're there to see that you have $1 million riding on. You're going to decide that you want to take homeboy to the back room and bang him. Just some servant guy.
Hey, man.
Just stupid.
Hey, man, look. Maybe for him, maybe for him, $1 million. I mean, maybe he's a multi-billionaire. So for him, $1 million, look, that ain't nothing. So
I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
Yeah, let's get into the end. Let's get to the end here.
I'll go ahead and start.
Hold on a second. It's just so for some of those people out there that may not know, if you haven't joined us before on our American top 100 ratings, we've created our own proprietary rating system for things like this. It's called the Shitometer, and basically what we're trying to rate is the amount of shit that is in any particular TV show, album, or movie. So the name of the game here is lowest score wins. You want to have the lowest score possible. That would represent a clean toilet bowl.
Correct.
And anything sub 50, so anything under 50% is what we would call a recommendation for somebody to watch.
Or listen to, or whatever it is.
Whatever.
So
go ahead, Dave.
That being said, I'll go ahead and go. I've thought about this for a little bit, actually. I'm not going to let that ending mess up my my score, because I think, like I said, I mean, I really only have a problem with like the last 5 minutes of the show, right? So like in the grand scheme of things, I thought this show was near perfection. I'm gonna give this show a solid. I'm going 13 here, gentlemen.
All right.
I'm gonna say it.
Good score.
I'm gonna say it's just short of legendary, but you know, I mean, I think it's very, very, very close.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because we've never rated a TV show, so I don't have anything like to rate this against. But man, I think about the writing in this show, and I think about how many times it doked me, and how many times it kept me guessing. And there's not a lot of shows that really do that. So I'm in the same vein as you, Dave. I gave this a 15 on the Shitometer.
Yeah, I just tried to think of what I would rate. This is exactly what I did, guys. So I thought of like what I would rate each of the Game of Thrones seasons. Since like Game of Thrones for me is like probably the best show on that's ever been on television, and so I kind of went through and just kind of did a mock what I would rate each of those seasons, and that's kind of where I got my score here. So
I'm not too far off from you guys. This show, like I said earlier, it takes whatever you think you value as far as morals. It makes you think of what you would do, and then it calls bullshit on it. and just tells you how full of shit you are. It was very difficult to keep up with what I thought was going to happen and then what transpired, how the games would play out. It was well written, well acted, except for all of the American actors. We already went through that. And literally, like the last 5 minutes, I gave this show a 17. Very, very, very good show.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and it has the extra added benefit of not having a second season just yet. So you're really only rating the strength of the one season. So it's not like Game of Thrones where for 4 or 5 seasons that would have been a sub. That would have been like a 9 or an 8 or something, and then you get seasons 7 and 8, and well, we know the show takes its turn at that point.
Yeah. So, I mean Josh, that basically means that you're correct because the average between the three of us is a 15. So, Josh, you win. You win the Squid Game. But no, I mean, I think
just the way it would happen in real life.
Probably. But no, I think it's inevitable that they're going to make a season 2, and I think it's more than likely going to be worse than. I mean, I think there's almost zero chance of it being as good as this season. Personally,
like hot take. I don't think it's going to be that great.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think season 2 is going to be like, why did they do this?
Yeah.
But either way it goes, I think that's it, guys. Huh? Next week.
That's it. Yeah.
What are we doing? We're doing the Metalhead's Journey.
Part 3 of the Metalhead's Journey, where we cover the last 5 Megadeth albums.
Yeah, thank goodness we'll be done with Megadeth. I mean, I can't wait for that episode. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So until next time, we'll see you later.